Hello, everyone. This is Jose Melgar, and I will be hosting the webinar today. I am a mentor certified at the Pasco Hernando chapter. Our webinar today is named How I Learned to Create Compelling Business Plans. Let's talk about compelling, because I consider that is the central point in any business plans. There are many reasons, and we will see a list of them of situations when we need to prepare a business plan. However, business plan is not only a document. When I say compelling, I remember an example, one situation that happened when I was working in the corporate area. I was in charge of assigning funds for different projects in a big company in different parts of the world. And of course, the funds are never unlimited. So we have to assign what are priorities. And managers from different countries came asking for a portion of that money. And I said, convince me that I need to give you those monies versus other areas in the world. So they needed to bring explanation how that money will be converted into profit for the company. That is what means compelling, is that brings the funding area to action, convincing that that is the best place to put the money. That is all the secret in a business plan. It's not nice charts or what is the modern software or who gives the better explanations. Is what is convincing. As I said, I am a volunteer at the Pasco Hernando chapter of SCORE. And why am I talking to you about business plans? I have been for 40 years in the corporate area in different countries. I have experience in funding and finding clients and developing markets in different parts of the world. And now I have been for 9 years with SCORE. So for the last 2 years, they consider to award me as the mentor of the year or the volunteer of the year, whatever are the names they want. But the point is that I have a lot of experience. I see hundreds of cases per year of people coming to SCORE looking for good business plans. And in addition, I have written during the years several publications in different languages in different parts of the world. So let's talk about when we need a business plan. It's not only because somebody asked for it. Many cases that people come to SCORE saying, well, I have the money. I don't need a business plan. That is the most wrong answer somebody can give. Because we need a business plan to show that our business can make money, can make profit. That is the only reason. So, for example, if I am going to start a new business, I need to know that where I am going to invest is going to give me the best profit. If I am looking for capital investors, I need to convince them that that is the best place to put their money. Or a banker is the best place to place a loan. If I want to launch an expansion, I want to a new area in my business, is that going to make money? If I offer my business for sale, this will convince the buyer that certainly they will return the money they are investing. But the most important part is that the person who needs more business plan is the owner of the business. So when a family is going to start a business, to launch an adventure, they are risking the savings of the family. I can tell you, if I come to my wife and I said, I have a good idea. Somebody is bringing me a good idea to start a business. I will put $70,000 in it. You can be sure that she will be asking me a lot of questions about how will we recover that money. So we need a business plan to demonstrate that the business has possibility. And when it's running, we need the business plan to make sure that we are managing it in the best way possible. Some people say, my business is already making money. Why do I need a plan? What is that all the money the business can give? Wouldn't it be better to realize that there are opportunities that you are leaving on the table because you have not reviewed all the details? So that is why we consider that no business, no successful business can exist without a proper business plan. So what is a good business plan? Is the one with best charts? Is the one that has the most ingenious words? Is the one that convinces somebody to put the money? So in order to do that, it's better that we put ourselves in the shoes of the person with the money, with the investor in the shoes of the banker who is going to pocket the money. So the first question is, the business plan needs to show how the business will make money. That is the main purpose. That in a glance, I can read how this will make money. Then, if the money will be enough to give a profit to the owners and then to repay the investment. Another thing is to demonstrate that the owner knows the business. People could say, I will start a bakery and I have been working as a baker for 20 years. That is not knowing the business. Knowing the business is knowing the cost, knowing the ingredients, but also knowing the suppliers, having good relations, having a line of credit, having reliable services. That is knowing the business, not only knowing the trade. This needs to be written very clearly in the paper that we are going to present as a business plan. Because those are the questions the person who is risking the money needs to know. And it's so important because business means customers. Business means flow of money. How this business will find new clients. How will they retain the clients? That has to be written there to show where you will find the clients, how you will reach them, and how you will retain them. And the last question is the one when we started talking this morning. How is this business different? If I am a banker and I have 40 applications for loans on top of my desk, why should I give you the money versus the other ones that are there? What has your business that is different? I am not saying better, that is different, that has better chances to repay the loan. That is what needs to be answered. So when we prepare a business plan, it's better that we do a checking list if we are responding these questions in the document. Because it's not only a document that somebody requires. It's not like a paper that is a number required by the taxes or by the authorities. That is not a business plan. It shows intention. It's how you plan to make money. So I should say, if I sell 1,000 units, I will make $12,000 in a week, and that will give me $2,000 profit. That is my intention. That is how should be written. And how will I intend to sell that amount of units? That should be written there. Intention. It's not hope. It's not that I will open the door and wait for customers and wait for best to happen. It's how I will make it happen. It's commitment. Many, many people come to SCORE asking for help in preparing a business plan. And 2 months later, they have abandoned. There was no commitment. Then those businesses have no chance to exist. I would say that these 3 points is the first check when you are starting the task to prepare a business plan. It's like a bench with 3 legs. It cannot stand with you if you only have 2. It needs the 3 in order to support anything. First one, what is the product of service we are offering to the world that people will be willing to give money for? It's not only that it's a good idea. It's not only that it's a brilliant idea that nobody had before. Are people somewhere in the world willing to give money for that? That is the first point. That is the first check. And we will go in detail about that. We will give examples. But if we don't have this, we don't have a business. It is not just the desire or the wish to say, I want to have a business and I will work 12 hours a day. That means nothing. What is your product? What is your service? And why that is different? Why people will be willing to pay for it compared to other offers that already exist? Then the second point, second leg of the bench. Have you identified your client or potential client? We don't need to have a name, but I say, if I am going to start a kindergarten in a new neighborhood, first I need to know if there are children in that age in the neighborhood. Then I say, oh yes, there are 200 families with kids under 6 years of age, and there is no other kindergarten in the area. So then it's a potential client. I have identified, I need to have a client that will be the source of income, because everything, any business, starts with a client. If we don't have a client identified, we don't have a business. So now we have 2 legs of the bench. Then the third leg, do I have means to deliver the product? I could be offering the best service, but I don't have the machines to do it. I am the best baker around. I have a good place to start my bakery, but I don't have an oven, I don't have materials, I don't have anything, just wish list. So we need those 3 things. And those 3 things are what we use at the center of a business plan. We need to have the 3 of them, not 2, 3. And then we go into the details. So let's start. First, the product of service that people are willing to pay. We could say that we have a lot of experience. Some person could say, I am the best repairman of faxes in the world. But nobody is willing to pay for that because there are no more faxes. Or I am the best repairer of typewriters, of landline phones. There are no market for that. So the first point is, does the product or service I offer have potential of people willing to pay for it? This is what we call the business proposition. This is the first page of a business plan. When we start a business plan, the first thing is to introduce to the reader, to a potential investor, what we have to offer to the world. And the purpose is to make an impacting first impression. As I said, we attend hundreds of people that come to SCORE asking for support. And when I ask for them, what is your business? What do you want to start? Many people say, I want to start a hair salon. There are 10,000 in Central Florida. What is different in the one you have? It's not that you cannot start a hair salon. It's what will make it different compared to the thousands that already exist. So we need to make a big impression at the beginning in order to grab the attention of the person that will be reading the business plan. So then it needs to describe how this service or this product will solve or improve a situation that the client, the potential clients are suffering now. And the best example I have read in the last 10 years is Uber. They explored before launching their business what was bothering the potential clients. So what do you hate in the taxi industry? That sometimes you need a taxi and there is no one around. And it is a rainy day and you have to be under the rain waiting for a taxi to stop. And then somebody else grabs the taxi and then you fight for it. And then when you get the taxi, you have no cash to pay for it. And you have to give directions to the driver. So all those things were bothering the clients. So the people who designed Uber answer all those problems. They solve those problems. You don't need to wait under the rain for your car. The car will arrive to your door and then will advise you when they are outside. Nobody else will grab that car. It's only for you. You don't have to have cash to pay for it. It's already paid. And the driver already knows exactly the address where you are going. You don't need to be given directions. So that is the concept. Why my business is different? What am I solving? Then it also needs to explain that the clients will be better buying from my business than for the competition. So in short, is what we call the elevator pitch. Is that if you go to an elevator going to the 15th floor, and then somebody that you don't know goes with you in the same elevator and asks you, what does your business do? So a conversation for the 1 minute that will take it. We should be able to explain in that time what our business does that is different from the competition, in order that when that person leaves the elevator in the 15th floor, that person feels compelled to buy from us. That person feels that they found an opportunity, even if they don't need our product, that they can tell somebody else that they found a product that can give a solution. That is the purpose of a business plan. If we don't have that in the business proposition, we cannot convince anyone. If we are doing more of the same that somebody else is doing, some people say, I want to start a food truck because my cousin has 4 food trucks and he's making money. That is not a reason. What do you know about cooking? What do you know about flavors? What do you have that people will prefer your food than the one from your cousin, because that will be a competitor from now on? That is what we need to explain. So everything is about the ability to sell, because all the money will come from that. If we cannot sell anything, if we have never sold $1 to somebody else, even if we were as a young person working in a Pizza Hut or in a McDonald's, we have solved, we have faced the client, we have faced rejection. So that is the thing that makes a good salesperson. Rejection, how we deal with the client saying no, and then insisting with another client and another client until we make a sale. That is what we need to show in our business proposition. Is what is different. Of course, this is easy to say, but what is the meaning of this? So I have written this business proposition for a boutique hotel. So it's a family that rented a big house with many rooms, and they are trying to compete in this. But how are they going to be different? So there is a thing that bothers everybody that travels, is the check-in, check-out time. So if they say, so the competition, everybody says, check-in is at 3 p.m. So if you arrive before, the room is not ready because they are cleaning the room. And the checkout is 11 in the morning next day. So there are 4 hours lagging there. That the room is empty, but not only that, is that the user cannot count on having a room without paying another day. So that is something that for years, decades, has bothered the clients when traveling. You arrive in Europe, so all the flights arrive at 7 a.m. Then you go to the hotel, it's not ready because check-in is after 1 p.m. So this family said, okay, we will address that. So we will tell the clients that they can have the room for 24 hours, no matter what is the time they arrive. So if you arrive at 2 p.m., you will have a room until 2 p.m. next day. So that is a way to address something. They know how they will do that. That is their secret. What I am telling here is that is what is different. They are not saying this is the best hotel, these are the best beds. No, they are saying what is different here is that you don't have to wait to have your room. You will have it for 24 hours. So then, this is the example how it was written. Introducing a revolutionary concept in hospitality. Revolutionary means that it's different, that nobody else has it. Our small boutique hotel redefines the traditional check-in and check-out norms. So it's something new, something that the client will enjoy. And it goes the rest explaining what I already said. This is the first page for the business plan of the boutique hotel. So this is one example. Another example, Glamour Haven. I was talking about hair salons. There are hundreds that start every week. So how we do to have a different situation? How do we start a hair salon, a beauty salon that offers something different? So this Glamour Haven, it was an opportunity that was presented some 10 years ago in Detroit. So this business owner found an opportunity with the GM Tower in Detroit. There are 10,000 people working in that tower. Most of them similar in the dressing, similar in the hair, similar in the way they walk, the way they talk. So it's a captive market. So there are 4,500 women working there, most of them office women. So what this beauty salon offers, that was to be located in the first floor of that building, is flexibility in time. They offer to go to the offices if some women needed to make a presentation suddenly and they needed to be touched, or to see if they were properly hairdressed for that. Or if they want to do that at 5 p.m. because they are going to a meeting at 7 p.m. So they had the service already down there. So this business was offering location and flexibility in scheduling. That is what was different. And that is what was presented as a business plan. Of course, any banker would be willing, would be compelled to lend money to this business. So the writing is sophisticated beauty salon strategically located at the GM Tower in Detroit, catering exclusively to the 5,400 or 4,500 professional women working there. And recognizing the unique needs, because we need to recognize what are the needs of the clientele. It's not what we think, it's what they think. The people with the money is the one who established the norms. So then flexible scheduling options, working around their work shifts. So then we say what we offer in order to do a haven of beauty and style. So this is the sales pitch. This is the first page of the business plan of the Glamour Haven. Another example, Sabor Caribeño. There are many, many businesses of Latino flavors in Florida, thousands of all the different areas of the Hispanic community. So now this business, Sabor Caribeño, started business for street food of Venezuela and the Caribbean islands. But what is different? There are two chefs married, so a couple, that have a professional approach. So they were working with recipes, with menus changed every week in order not to be offering the same thing. So they could cater to the high-end clientele that will be spending more money there in order to pay for an expensive place, expensive rent, and to yield good profit in order to pay for the loan. So how is it is written? Unique and authentic artisan, Venezuelan street food restaurant curated by a passionate couple of chefs with a specialization in Antillean gourmet cuisine. That says what is different. It's not because I am unemployed and I need to start selling food. It's because I have professional approach. I offer something different for you. Sabor Caribeño takes pride in sourcing high quality, locally sourced ingredients. Locally sourced means that they will be fresh. They will be good quality, good tomatoes, good pickles, good seasoning from local producers. That is what they are offering, something different. And of course, it goes with all the explanations of this. I am not going to read all the detail, but this is what means a business proposition. This is what will be the first page of the example we are developing now. So from now on, I will keep talking about Sabor Caribeño. So this is the first page. Then let's go to the second portion, the second leg of the bench is who are my clients? Who are my potential clients? Is called market segmentation process. It's the same thing, but segmentation. So many people say, oh, I sell to everyone. Any person with money is what I want. Of course, that is obvious. We don't need to write that down. But in order to start the business plan, we need to identify who will be focusing on. Since we are having a Latino flavor restaurant, we need to focus on the Latino population, because they will spread the word to the rest, and then everybody will come. But who will be the way to start? Many people don't know how to start finding clients. So this is the market segmentation process. It's essential in your strategy. If we are going to ask for a loan, this will be the first question. The person with the money will ask, where will you find your clients? We will give you examples, but we need to do work. It's not guessing. It's comprehensive market research. I don't need that we hire specialists for this. There are tools. We go to a library and we find information there about the market, but we need to know who is the market. And then there is collection in demographics, in preferences of those demographics and purchasing behavior. And of course, now we need to use digital tools. Everything needs to do digital tools because we need to refine that. We cannot talk generalities. We need to convince the person who is reading this that we know what we are doing. And define the location of business is an advantage. The best example is Amazon. Amazon started in the 90s, but it started in the west coast of the US. Starbucks, Microsoft, all those companies started in the west coast. There is a reason. It's not because the owners live there, or it's because the Pacific beaches are nice. There is a reason for that. It's because the West Coast is 3 hours behind of the East Coast. So the market in New York, people start working, people wake up 3 hours earlier in all the East Coast, and big portion of the population of the US in the East Coast. So then they start placing orders to Amazon. So when the workers in Amazon wake up, there are 3 hours of orders already in the system. So they can start working, filling up those boxes. So the geography is an advantage. Of course, we are not starting on Amazon, but what I am trying to convey is that it's not wherever I find the cheapest place. Should be reasons for our decision where we want to place our business. So now let's talk about Sabor Caribeño, how we do the market segmentation. So the owners of this business decided that they will do that between Pasco and Hernando counties in the border, because there are advantages to doing that. They found that rent for businesses in the kind they were looking for were lower cost in the Hernando County than in the Pasco, is what they found. Doesn't mean that will be the same for others, but that was one advantage. And they say, we will do that in the border because then we will have customers in both sides that will come to us. The taxes are lower in Hernando, but we will be in the border. So then, what is the population? What is the market? The census. In any library you can access in a computer the census.org. And then you can find what is the population of the area that we are looking for. So these two counties in total combined, they have 815,000 people. The census, according to the census last year. So then, since we are focusing on the Hispanic population, they represent 18% of all the two counties. So there are 147,000 Hispanic people living in those counties. Because we said, remember, that those guys know the flavor. They have the acquired taste for the food we are going to offer. So we will focus on them. Of course, all the other people are welcome, but we will put our efforts. We cannot send 800,000 flyers. We will send flyers for this small amount. We will make calls for this small amount of people, not to the 800,000. That is why market segmentation means that we are doing things with precision, with order. So then, of course, not all the population will come to our restaurant, will be adults, because they are the ones who make decisions, who have jobs. So then there are only 114,000 adults in the Hispanic population in those two counties. And of course, we have a goal. That is what we set. That is what we defined. When I said at the beginning, is how we design the business. We say, from this population, I will aim to grab 5%. I am not saying that I will take 50%. That is dreaming. That is not possible. I am offering something that is similar to what other people are offering. So I will focus in order to grab 5%. If I grab 5%, that means 5,700 clients. That will give me $1.2 million in sales the first year. That is the point. What is the amount of money? Because business is money. We need to tell the banker or the investor, I am aiming to grab $1.2 million in sales. So now the investor has in their mind what is the size of the business. It's not whatever happens. I will work. I will put all my effort to grab $1.2 million. And we will explain some details, but that is how we do the market research to reach this point. Then we need to describe. So we identify who is the client. So we are still in the second leg. Okay, how are we going to reach to these people? There are two ways. One is relationships. Is how we tell the market that we exist. People don't know about Sabor Caribeño. So how we will do it? We will do it with digital media, because we will go social media. Everybody has to start with social media these days. It's not a website, it's social media. It's to spread the rumor, to spread word of mouth. That is the first step to grab clients now. Spread word of mouth. Then that will be number one. We will start digital media, and we will have some flyers to places that normally there are Hispanic people going there. Hispanic supermarkets, even churches that the Hispanic population goes. And then if we can do radio, TV, it depends on how much money I get from the bank. I will spend money in this in order to generate word of mouth. So we describe that. That is written in the business plan. So we say, this is the area I am looking for. This is the amount of people. This is the amount of money I am looking for. And this is how I will find the first ones. And then I will need to repeat the information and call them again in order that they come back to the business. How I will do to make them come back? Will I offer them coupons? Will I offer them events? Then the channels, because this is the way how we will tell them that I exist. How will I deliver? I need to describe that in the business plan. Relationships and channels. How the business delivers the service. So we say, of course, it's a restaurant. It's at the premises. We will have 50 tables and so many chairs. and we will have a bar that accommodates 25 people. So we will have to describe how to do it. We will also sell takeout, and we will do events, Cinco de Mayo, and then all those events that this population normally celebrate, because I want them to come back and spread the word. And then I have to describe what will be my policy for discounts, for returns, and for payment. So now we completed the 2 legs. The third one means to deliver the product. So, okay, we have described that, but do we have a place? What do we need to do it? Because the banker will say, okay, what do you need? How many cooks? How many cooks? How many assistants? Who will clean the place? Who will deliver the food? So let's talk now about the third leg of the bench. We have to describe the activities. There are key activities, what is needed to day-to-day operation. We need to develop menus, because we said that is culinary innovation. So we are offering different menus twice a month or every month or specific dates. So we need somebody in charge of doing that. We need to ensure that the materials that we say that will be high quality are coming constantly. We need to have good relationship with the suppliers. We need to have agreements with the suppliers. We need to have a plan for training the chef and to improve the skills of the people that come to work, because those are mostly temporary staff. So we need to train and retrain and retrain. We need to describe how we will do it. And also, somebody will be in charge of preparing the ambience in order that the place looks Hispanic, that people feel cozy environment, that they feel happy to be there. We are talking about the high-end business. And who will be in charge of marketing and branding? Doesn't mean that we will have to hire one person for each of these. One person can have 3 or 4 of these obligations. The owner needs to work a lot. But those are activities. We are talking about activities. We need to describe that in the business plan. It's not to guess, and it's not generality. We need to say, we will change the menu every 3 weeks. We will send the people to train every 6 months. We will separate 1 week for retraining. So we need to describe in order to be convincing. Key partners. Who are the key partners? We need them. Without them, we cannot perform. It's the local farmers. If we are offering fresh products, we need to have agreements with the local farmers. We need to make sure where the food is coming from. And we need to have an agreement with delivery services. And we need to have an agreement with PR and marketing, because they will keep our website and our social media constantly talking to the customers, constantly bringing new ideas, how to touch the customers. So that is an agreement that is important that we have. Those are partners. So they are to stay for a long term with our business. And then key resources. So we need resources, technology, point of sale, a first line website. So I will not try to do the website by myself. I am not good enough. So I need a website that competes with the current way of doing websites. I need to update it, because every 2 years they look so old, because things are changing. I need to have quality equipment in the kitchen. And of course, a line of credit, financial resources. This needs to be described in the business plan. So now we have covered all the points that makes a business work. There are no secrets. In this chart, you can see all the description of a business. So in the center is the value proposition, is what we offer. That is why it's like a gift there. Is what we offer to the world. And then at the right side is the customer, is where the money comes from. And one arrow is the relationship, how I convince them, how I attract them to come. And the lower arrow has a truck because it's how I deliver my promise, how I give good quality products, good quality services. So that right side of the chart is the revenue, is money coming in. The customer is money coming in. At the left side are the key activities, because those are salaries I will be paying to my workers, salaries or fees I will be paying to my partners for the services, and for the materials, those are expenses. The key partners, those are expenses. So these are the two phases of a business, income and cost. We need to know them in detail, because to defend our business plan, this needs to be responded. Then I find that more than half of people that want to start a business, when we mention business plan, they resist and try to avoid that. What is the impression that we give when we resist to prepare a business plan? Is that we are not sure it's a good business idea. If it's not a good business idea, why somebody would give me money for that? That is the main point. If we resist to prepare a business plan, it's because we are not sure that it will work. Number two, I think I cannot prepare financial projections. Well, there is help for that, and there is free help. It's not necessary that we pay for that. I will tell you about that. And then another thing is the failure to implement corrections. People listen to these explanations, they agree, they say, yes, this is true, but then nothing happens. They keep doing the same they were doing before. And that is why makes it difficult for people to risk money in a business, that people don't show commitment to do the corrections that are giving us a feedback. So let's talk about some numbers, because we say projections are things that people avoid. Well, we need to know where we are going to spend the money, what we need money for. Say, we are asking $275,000, and we will need for that $78,000 for equipment in the kitchen. We need to make the food. So good equipment, new equipment, is we have gone, shopped, what are the prices, and of course we have negotiated. We are not going to pay the first thing they offer. So we have found that we can equip our kitchen with $78,000. We will need $24,000 for chairs and tables and all the things that we need to make a cozy environment. And interior design, we will spend money painting, decorating, and creating that atmosphere that will keep customers coming. In addition, we need money to start working. We will need $20,000 in supplies. We will need flour, we will need meat, we will need fish, we will need all the materials for the first month. And of course, even though the customers the first week will be paying, that won't be enough to keep the business running. So that is why we are asking for 3 or 4 months in advance. So we need $20,000, because we will not buy this the same day. that we will need this amount of money for the first 3 or 4 months. And ongoing expenses. We will be paying salaries, we will be paying utilities, we will be paying rent. So in total, we say, I need $270,000, $75,000 for this project. This is what I need an investor, or this is why I need a loan, or this is what I will be putting from my pocket. But we need to write this down, because 3 months later, we will need to compare if we made all this happen with lower cost or we went over. So we need to know if we are making or losing money. And these are the financial projections. Is how we list for 12 months, and this is estimate. We are guessing. We said at the beginning, $1.2 million. We start from that number. So we see the fourth line there. It goes 72, 75, 98, goes every month. These columns are months. And then the total says 1,198,000, so $1.2 million. And they were split considering that the first month will be low. So we said for dine-in will be a source of income, takeout, and the bar. And of course, we estimate that the first 2 months, we will not put money here for the takeout, even though it may happen. But we are being conservative and we are starting on the third month. So we are not trying to offer too much at the beginning. But in the end, this is how we estimate that we will make the 1.2 million. And of course, customers start coming more and more. If the flavor is good, if the service is good, if we are giving good attention when they are here, if we are making friends. Then all the other lines is what we need to do that. The materials. We established from the very beginning that the materials need to be 30% of the price, no more. In order to make profit, we have established that we need to do that at 30% materials cost of the sale. So then this is 30% of that number. Then the payroll is how many people will be working, what will be the salaries we'll be paying. We estimate rent. We found a place that will charge $7,500 per month. Utilities. So we need water, we need electricity, we need gas. Supplies. We will need materials to prepare the food. And marketing. We will spend $4,000 per month to make people know that we exist and to make people come back to buy again. So in total, we have the list of expenses and then sales. Less cost, it gives us the profit that is there. Profit before interest and tax. So we see that if we are going to pay $4,000 in interest, we are generating enough. So we'll be generating, we expect to generate $13,000 before interest, then will be a profit and we can pay the interest for the loan. So in the end, we will be making $388,000 and we will be able to repay $48,000 in interest. So this is how we make projections. It's common sense. So the takeaways for all this conversation today is business plan is how you intend to make money. Needs to be convincing. And in summary is we find a great product is our idea. We identify a client and then we wrap around business, the business around those ideas and those clients. That is how the business plan is done. Knowing a business, knowing how to gain and retain clients is not knowing the trade. Many people say, I am good working in the kitchen, but I am not good making relationships. That is not a business person. That person is born to be an employee of somebody else. Strong business proposition is needed. Without that, we cannot convince anybody with our plan. And the projections need to be the best argument because we need to show where the money is coming from. We show that with $1.2 million, we would be making almost 400,000, and that would be enough to give profit for us and to repay the loan and the interest. So I said before, we can find help to prepare the projections because SCORE is a reliable resource and is free of charge. SCORE doesn't charge for doing mentoring. If we have a business and we need help and we need somebody to chat with about business, we can reach out to SCORE and they will assign a mentor to us. Has been for more than 60 years in the US working SCORE, and the last year we had almost 12,000 volunteers in all the US, and we generated 285,000 mentoring sessions in all the US. And many workshops like this one, but in total, these people created 31,000 new businesses that we helped. So we didn't create the business, they did. But we had 2-3 sessions with them, so we consider that we were part of that success. So remember, this is free of charge and you can reach anytime. So to reach my chapter, you can go to www.score.org, Pasco Hernando. And if you need copies of this presentation, you can send me an email to my address and I will send you a link for the presentation. We are finishing here, so I thank you for your attention, and I hope that you will be participating in future webinars presented by SCORE. Thank you and have a good day.